How have you been doing with quarantine and everything? I know we're both in Toronto.
Yeah, I'm actually in Montreal now. I
Oh, okay.
shifted because I was like, I can't be in Toronto anymore. I've been here my entire life.
Yeah.
So I moved for a bit, but quarantine's been fine. The numbers have gone up a lot, I know, in Toronto and
Yeah.
here. Also, I think we were having like fun for a bit, which was cool because it was summer, but like now it's kind of just
Yeah, it's like surging all of a sudden, which
yeah.
it's not really good going into fall.
So everyone got too chill, I think,
Yeah.
and that was the problem, but
Yeah.
we don't end up like the States. Sorry.
Oh, but it's good that you're doing good though. But yeah, to introduce myself, my name is Jibril Osman. Started this platform called Studio One last year fall, because I've written for like Clash and the 405 and all of these other things. But the reason why I did so much writing for the UK was because there's not a lot of media in Toronto, and it's always been hard for me as a journalist to like get my ground in that. So
Yeah.
I was thinking about moving to London to really do more work with the Clash. But then, funny enough, a lot of people over there told me that I should just build my own thing before I decide to like leave.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's actually cool.
Yeah, so the whole idea with Studio One is, I get to interview like international acts, acts across Canada, but more importantly, like acts like you in Toronto to really highlight Toronto artists, because this is kind of like,
Love that.
yeah, because this is like the platform that I've always really wanted, I kind of grew up with like Much Music and MTV Live and things like that, so in the same vein as that is kind of what it is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's amazing to get you on. Incredible.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm really happy to be here.
So before we really get started, can you just briefly introduce yourself, and then we'll just get started?
Yes. Okay. I am Renforshort. I am an artist from Toronto, Canada. I make music that is quite ambiguous, but mostly left of center, kind of pop, guitar forward, grungy-ish.
Yeah.
That's my spiel.
Cool. And so talk to me about what it was like, growing up in Toronto. And I know, your parents must have played you music in the house, but when did music for you become kind of more of like something you liked or more of a hobby? Like, which artist really kind of made you feel like, wow, I really want to follow in this footstep. This is really something I would love to do. What artist of those caliber were you like, this is amazing?
Yeah, so growing up in Toronto was like, I'm so grateful that I did. I think that it was like, it's a really great place, and you're surrounded by a lot of people from every side of the world, which is really cool. You meet a lot of cool people, and it's pretty comfortable place. So that's awesome. My parents put me in music really young. I started playing piano when I couldn't speak. I think they thought that would make me smart.
Yeah.
But here we are. Not in school, whatever. But my parents always played music around the house, and it was kind of just like a Sunday morning thing. Like, we'd crawl into my parents' bed, and my dad would play some of his records, and it was all like nice and cozy. But I never really realized like what an actual artist was until I became like kind of a conscious human who was able to, to like think,
dissect it.
Yeah. So I'd probably say when there was this like period of time when all these movies about like famous people were coming out, and I like watched Hannah Montana all the time, and I was like, this is what a superstar is. This is so cool. And my dad used to always play concert tapes, and one of them that I remember really vividly is the Amy Winehouse ones. My dad loves Amy Winehouse, and growing up I loved Amy Winehouse. Always did Amy Winehouse covers and like whatever. And like seeing the performances was like really awesome. They're obviously like really sad to watch now, but seeing them was something I was really intrigued by and I really enjoyed. And just seeing, all these people coming, like being united by one thing.
Yeah.
By like a form of art is really awesome, and being able to provide that art for other people. Obviously that's not what I was thinking when I was a child, but like I was like, this is so cool, like people are listening to her and singing back at her, like this is really cool. And like with Hannah Montana I was like, people love her, and like the Justin Bieber movies and like all of that. I was like, this is so cool, this is what I want to do. And I always loved being on stage since I was young, so it was really like kind of motivating for me as I got older.
And what I find like really amazing, I don't even know if you noticed this, but the first cover that you did and you posted on YouTube, the 5-year anniversary of that's actually coming up in December. I kind of looked at the dates and stuff. Yeah, and the cool thing about that is, a lot of people, as an artist, pushing that kind of forward, you do covers and things like that. For you though, what was it like? Just, I know you were really young, I think you were 13, but like, did you have like the fear of putting yourself out there? Considering, we both kind of grew up in the social media era, but for you, like releasing those covers, and again, how amazing it is that like that the first videos having its anniversary, but as a musician, what's it like putting yourself out there? You did it so young.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely, it gives you a lot of reason to kind of, it sounds really sad, but like kind of bash yourself or find problems with yourself, just because you're like, I remember the first time I saw that video, I was 13 obviously when it came out, and I remember like getting all the videographer getting all these other angles, and I was just a kid, and I remember like seeing it and being like, oh my god, is that what my nose looks like? And then from that moment on, I like hated my nose, and I was like, oh shit, other people are gonna like think that too, and blah blah blah. And there's definitely a lot of criticism that comes with it, and especially being like a young girl, young woman in being so out there is really difficult because people have a lot to say, and they like to hide behind whatever and say shit. But there's also a lot of people who are very kind, and it takes a while to kind of separate those two things. Like one mean comment doesn't there's like hundreds of nice ones. Why are you singling that out? It's just someone who's evil and unhappy with their lives. So yeah, being on social media from such a young age, it's kind of it's weird, but I think it's definitely helped me become more content with myself and feel more confident about what I'm putting out, because there is a lot of support, and I've learned to deal with mean people from a young age. So it's been good, and I think that if it's something that I started now, it would be really difficult for me to like kind of understand why people are such assholes.
And another interesting thing too with Teenage Angst, the first EP, you say like that body of work is kind of like a diary for you.
Yeah.
And I know when it comes to songwriting, you have these like therapy sessions and you get all your feelings out and then you pour that into your writing. So I know, touching back with putting yourself out there, what's it like for you to release all of this music? I know it's your career's still blossoming, but in terms of just the idea of music being a diary and you being a teenager and things like that, what's it like releasing these records, and how has the reception been for you?
Yeah, it's good, and that's a great question. I think that it's important, and one of the things that is really important to me is making music that connects to people, because that's what I like to listen to, and you can't do that without being honest. And by the time, no one knows what you're writing about. That's free for the artist to either say or not say or make up. If like whatever, it's a weird, like if someone was like, oh, it's a song about this person, I'd be like, no,
I think
it's about this person.
I think that's amazing, because Kurt Cobain, someone you love and I love Nirvana as well, he said the same thing. When he was alive, people would try to dissect what he sang, and he would kind of be like, it doesn't mean that, or it's just gibberish. So only the artist really knows what the interpretation is. So I totally understand that.
It's true, and that's all it will be. So the song for the person, the listener, is what you want it to be. Like, take these words and turn them into what you want to be. It's not important what I think, because that's just going to take away from your imagination, you know?
Yeah.
Or your ability to interpret what you want the song to be. So, yeah, I think that's definitely an important thing, and it is a diary to me. It's my personal experiences that either connect with people or don't, but hopefully do, because that's the goal. So, and I think telling people what it's about takes away from that connection. So, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a weird... I don't know.
I was going to say something amazing, too, with your... You know, I know you're prepping to release this new video, but even way back when you released Waves, you know, all of your videos are so singular, and they have this cinema vibe to it. Was that very important for you, like, right in the beginning of your career? And I know film and television is so important to you, but even early on, I feel like there's been like a singular kind of narrative, and it's kind of cool to like really see.
Yeah, for sure. I really like a video that really, when I was younger, I was really into the Lumineers, and they have this one video. It's called The Ballad of Cleopatra, and it's basically all their music videos lining up with each other, and it's like a character from this video will meet a character from this video, but like, you know, because it's all whatever, and it's all the songs off the album.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, because, you know, you watch them all and you're like, these don't really connect. They're similar styles. You could obviously tell it's the same artist, but when it's all put together, it makes sense. And I think that that's something that's really cool. And, you know, it's not so much about like what you see when you watch every individual video, but what, you know, they mean when they're like put together. So I think that there's definitely like something really important about having a cohesive visual, you know, thing going on, cohesive visuals, not reusing them, but making them, you know, being able to associate a visual with an artist, I think is like just like almost as important as the music, you know?
And touching back with the whole quarantine aspect, I know you released a single, you know, Fuck I Love My Friends. You know, how's it been for you to be away from your friends? I know you said a lot of them went to university, but how's it been for you to kind of be away from people, and how did that song kind of like help? You know, was it cathartic to kind of release a record like that?
Yeah, so before it came out, I did a little like Zoom show thing, and I did that song. That was the day all my friends had left, and I just like, I was like, I feel, you know, I miss you guys, but like I feel like good singing about this. It's kind of like
bittersweet.
It's you think of, you know, things when you perform. That's how you get like the emotions out, and that's what I was thinking about. And it was like, it was helpful to do that. And it is an upbeat song, but, you know, being able to connect to your feelings, whatever they may be at the moment, definitely gives a different performance, you know?
Yeah.
It's only hard when things are like perfect to give a good performance, or like a perfect performance, because they're like, shit's good right now.
Yeah. And of course, with the new single that you released and the Scott Pilgrim influence on that record, I know I talked about it before, but talk to me about how much film and television works into your music. You know, in terms of this song, it's so apparent, but, you know, like, talk to me about that. And the video, of course.
Yeah, it definitely like plays a large role in my music, because, you know, especially during quarantine, because it's sometimes when I feel like I don't have really anything in my life that I can talk about, I'll watch a movie and then I'll feel like super motivated to write a song about the characters in the movie.
Yeah.
And, you know, even with visuals, like, I love making, like, just for fun, like, making little short films. or like editing shit together just for fun. And I think that like it's another creative thing that has to do with music, or can if I want it to be, that I really enjoy doing. And it doesn't feel like it's like I'm working. You know what I mean? Because sometimes with like music, like obviously I love it so much, it's all I want to do ever, but sometimes it like certain things can feel like work, and that's just like what it is. It's like it's my job. That's like what I do. So that's inevitable, obviously, but having this other world that I can use and decide whether I want it to be, work or not is really awesome, because it's like, it's a hobby that I can.
Yeah, sure. And I know, usually when I get near the end of interviews, I'll ask an artist, what do you have like for the rest of the year? But of course, COVID-19 kind of put a lot of things in shutdown. For you though, in particular, you had like this cool opportunity to do shows kind of around the world just before it all kind of came crashing down.
I was really lucky.
Yeah.
I was out for a month, and I did Australia and Europe, which was freaking awesome. I miss it. I was supposed to do the States after that, like a week after, and then that just got canceled because festivals were closed and shows were closed.
I was actually supposed to see you too in March. I was going to go to the show.
In Toronto.
Yeah, I know.
It's annoying. Like, I wish that would, be a thing, but safety is for sure more important right now, and we'll find ways around shows, I think. But being able to have that opportunity right before shit hit the fan was really awesome, because it's not something I ever got to do. Yeah.
And I guess in a final way, I want to really ask you, going back to the cover that you did going on 5 years now, how has it been for you? I know for you, connecting with fans and is so important, and I see it with your Instagram lives and just the way you're interacting with them. How does it feel? Because I've seen videos of people doing covers to your songs, and I know you're still really young in your career, but it has been, you have accomplished a lot. I know you're still looking forward to so many different things, but for you, how is it? I know for some artists I talk to, they'll push forward and they don't really acknowledge what's going on because they're so focused on what's ahead. But for you, have you taken like just a moment to be like, wow, since I did covers, I have done a lot. How has it really been for you?
That's like one of the best things ever. It's like, because I was like, that was me. I did that. Like, someone's doing my shit. Like, that's crazy. So it's just like weird. And they just make my day so much better. It makes me so happy to see shit like that, and see like the talent, like people that listen to my shit are also freaking talented as well, and I'll share the shit out of that because I want other people to see that too.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. It's just the best feeling ever. Like, you took time to learn it and post it, and like, it's awesome. Thank you.
That's why I think it's amazing that you still have the covers up, because it lets your fans know, the ones that like maybe want to be like you, a singer, they see the progression that you've had and see that it's real. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And just to the end of the interview, I just want to say, I think you're incredible, talented, and I've really wanted to interview you for a while. Stephanie can attest to that. Thank you so much for being on Studio One. Absolute pleasure to have you. I really can't wait to see what you have more in store. Just I guess on a final note, what's something that you've kind of learned during this quarantine that's helped you, whether it's just being a better person or just something you've figured out about yourself? I know in this time that we're in, it's just a lot of bad things going on, but what's something that's, for you personally, that's good, that's come from it?
I've realized before quarantine, I really like the company of myself. I like to be alone, and I've realized throughout quarantine that it doesn't hurt to like kind of see, open up and like talk to other people about what's wrong, or like problems, or how I feel, or what's making me happy. It's actually very helpful. And you think, like, sometimes I think I'm being a burden, but like if people actually care, then you're not, which is really something that I didn't realize before. But like I think that being social has been a really big part of quarantine, like over FaceTime and Zoom, whatever. So just opening up is something that I've learned is kind of important. Quarantine.
That's great. Again, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you grow as an artist. Can't wait to do more interviews and kind of build upon that. Again, thank you so much for the time. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. It's lovely to meet you.
Bye.
Bye.